it's very nice to meeting you all here. And I'm Ellen. I'm the regional manager from Omnic in New Energy. You probably already see my face in the video about a few seconds. Omnic is an inverter manufacturer from China, but I think you already know our company for a little bit, so I'm gonna just skip the introduction and right into the topic that I'm talking today. Today I'm gonna bring you a little bit more into the Chinese PV inverter industry. So I'm gonna divide this topic into a few contents. First, I will give you a little bit overview of the PV market last year, and also what is going on for the Chinese PV market. Then we will go into the topic of the Chinese inverter, and also about some marketing and facts. And so let's start here. Well, the PV market demand during the 2012 already hit the 29 gigawatt during the last year, which is kind of a record over the last few years. And also, the PV industry passed 100 gigawatt of the cumulative installed PV by end of 2012. That's also set a record for that. The new market opened up globally as PV became a serious standard for energy supplies over a large region such as Middle East here, and also Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. And very good news for most of us. Actually, the average selling price of model declined well below $1 per watt. So the installed system pricing declined so much. Actually, the grid parity discussion became a reality even without the government incentive policies. However, let's look into the PV inverter market. As you can see, Japan is quite a different country for all the other regions. We have here the European market and also the Latin American market, which is a little bit with the higher margin. But for the Asian market, actually, you can see it's in the very opposite direction. So, well, these top-line summaries from 2012 are offering the highly misleading representation of the industry that provides severe challenges to many companies who actually business model rely upon its healthy. From many companies active within the PV industry, 2012 will be remembered for the all-round reasons like oversupply through this value chain, which lead to several years of excessive manufacturing investment and also result into the negative operating margins, especially for the Asian companies. And the shakeout hits the industry with many casualties across both upstream and downstream. And the economic crisis and the fiscal austerities measures, which many European countries made further adjustment to limit the rate of the PV adoption by reduction or even worse, totally or removing the incentive policies. And the trading was gripping the industry with PV manufacturers become actually the political lobbying in a very attempt to improve the domestic competitiveness and to counter threatening proposals from the other groups. So many of these issues are likely to continue during this year or very likely happening next year also, which the PV industry will be gone through much brutal transition. Even it's likely a very short history of the industry compared to other industries. However, despite the climate uncertainty and the investment caution, the next 5 years, including this year, the PV industry is still very, very heated up. For the next 5 years, according to the forecast scenario, most likely the PV industry from 2013 to 2017 will still have accumulated capacity over 230 gigawatt, which is quite a lot of numbers. And China will take a very significant place in this industry. development. Well, Chinese market is potentially annually over 10 gigawatts starting from this year. Before 2009, actually there is nothing happening in the Chinese market, but starting from 2010, because the Chinese government take the decision to actually enter the PV market, so there is a significant growth. And because there is nothing there, so for the 2010, it's a very huge growth rate there. And they're starting from 2011, actually the Chinese inverter market really is developing. But for 2012, because it's about the anti-dumping in EU, and also it's dumping investment in EU, and also the anti-dumping in America, which hits the Chinese market a little bit. But still, Chinese government is introducing a lot of the incentives and subsidies to promote the growth of the solar PV market in China, including the very well-known Golden Sun projects. And in China, we have a lot of projects over, majorly the projects right now in China is over the large-scale ground projects over 20 megawatts or 40 megawatts, etc. But the string inverter will be the trend to decentralize systems as what our Omnic is intend to do, and also the direction of our development. And the pricing is keep intensive competition, as the new market has created a widened price disparities between high and low cost companies, and has caused major manufacturers to pursue multiple strategies in different regions. In previous years, North American market has tolerant slightly higher factory gate ASPs than their European counterparts. But however, the distinction between the two regions plays, it's to the emergency of the lower pricing in the Chinese market. I can have an example here. For the end of 2012, actually the bidding across the North America for a 500 kilowatt inverter is around 18 US cents per watt. But the bidding for suppliers in the Chinese market has dropped as low as 9 cents or half, with an average of 11 cents. So as a result, the competition becomes really very hard in China. But Chinese market, inverter market is still growing for the next 5 years, and you can see every year the growth rate is significantly compared to the European countries. So, well, let's see some of the competitions here. We have a lot of players here. We see major players around the world like SMA and also Power One. We also have the Asian suppliers, as the Omnic is also in this group. I believe there is more than 200 or 300 different suppliers that is even not in the list. But currently, SMA is still dominates the market for the European and also for the other emerging markets. The total share of the exported made in China, small and medium power inverters, is still less than 2% of the world total capacity, which leaves us a lot of room to grow. And because of the the pricing strategy and also the world market development trend, I believe the Chinese market has a long way to go, and there is actually the challenge and also the opportunities for the Chinese PV inverter right now in the world, especially for the 2013 and the coming years, when the Chinese market already have the digest of the at least half of the capacity which the Chinese inverter manufacturer can produce, and also with the advantages of the Chinese inverter, such as we have, what well-known cost advantages, especially in like the structure, electronics components, labor management, and logistics, which is obvious. And because Chinese inverter manufacturers always have a very fast response time according to the market change. And also we have multiple value-added parts, and we are very flexible due to the market change. But also there is some challenges, of course. We are significantly late in the market, and we still need to working on the, traditional image of made in China. We are working on that. And there also is some communication problems between the marketing and services. Reliability of the Chinese brand inverter is always being doubted by the foreign countries. But with our experience already in Europe and also in the other countries, we have no doubt of that. And also the right now the power grid adoption, we sort of also work on that too. So that's pretty much it. Thank you. Any questions?